we doing, everyone? Just want to introduce you to who we are. We are with the Rhode Island State Elks. We are starting this platform so we can introduce what the Elks are, who the Elks are, and what it is that the Elks do. To my left is Mr. Mike Rillinger, who is a trustee on the board of directors at the East Providence Elks. Say hi, Mike.
Hello, everyone. Like Matt said, I am Mike Rillinger, and I am proud to be a trustee for the Elks in East Providence. And we look forward to putting out there what it is, the great work that the Elks do.
And myself, my name is Matt Viena. I am the state veteran chair for the Elks Association in Rhode Island, and I'm also the local veteran chair. We're going to begin in an introduction of what the Elks are. So the Benevolent Protective Order of Elks is a fraternal order that started way back in the day. We've been assistant veterans for over 100 years. There are so many different things that we do, between the hoop shoot for the kids, the soccer shoot for the kids that can go on to the national level, the scholarships that we do. We're one of the biggest fraternal orders that offer scholarships for these kids.
Absolutely.
We just had the Americanism banquet. The essays that these kids are writing is incredible. And the veterans. So the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks believe that as long as they're veterans, we will never forget them. And the work that gets put out there yearly is incredible. Just this past year, I got some stats for you. The Elks have volunteered at 124 state veteran homes throughout the country. The volunteers served more than 100,000 veterans each and every month. Elks and Friends have served over 42,000 hours at state veteran homes last year. And if you need to learn more about the Elks Voluntary Service Programs, you can go to elks.org. You can find your local lodge. We have one in Newport. We have one in Bristol. Of course, we have one in East Providence. We have one in Woonsocket. We have West Warwick. We have our Tri-City Lodge, which is also in Warwick. We have a lodge in Smithfield, Rhode Island. We have a lodge in South Kingston, Rhode Island. We have a lodge in Coventry, West Greenwich, and Westerly, Rhode Island. And the one in Westerly, Rhode Island has a food pantry that we just opened.
Correct.
And that food pantry is incredible. There are different grants that the Elks are able to apply for. That was in an impact grant. They got $10,000 and started this thing out of a basement of the lodge. They're doing incredible work down there.
Absolutely.
As you can tell, we're very proud to be an Elk.
And I think it should be stated that we are also veterans too. So that veteran charitable part of it goes to what the Elks do as a whole. As veterans, we like to protect. We like to be there for our fellow citizens. And it falls in line exactly what the Elks as an organization strive to do.
100%. And we have some amazing events that are coming up on the calendar that we're going to get into here in a little bit. Yep. I think it's important for people to understand that everything that Elks do is 100% volunteered. And I believe that, for me personally, I look at that as a way to give back.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, we've all gone down certain paths in our lives and done things that we're not proud of, and it's a way for me to recoup that and kind of repair myself. But I got to say, to be at these events and spend your time with the people that need medical help, the special needs of everything that we do with our state major project with the 365 event. That event brings in anywhere between 16 to 1,800 people.
Go into that 365 a little more. I think that's a very worthwhile portion of what the Elks do.
So when that event comes up, we're going to have that chairperson come on and really go into depth of exactly where that started from and where it's become. I think when it first started, we only had a couple of hundred people come out there. Now, last year, there was over 1,700 people there.
Yeah, great.
It was really crazy, but it was amazing to see a place for the organizations that have someone with special needs, physical disabilities, to go out and just enjoy. Like, there's a DJ out there. There's They love their air guitars. They have these little inflatable guitars, and you see them everywhere. And it's just to see everyone embraced.
Absolutely.
There's like 20 grills going. They're cooking hot dogs and hamburgers. There's a ton of volunteers that are out there, and it's embracing the community and being embedded in your community,
In
like
all
own
of the community. You know, all of the community. It's
Absolutely.
not just a subset. The community as a whole. I think it's very important that everyone feels included, and the Elks do a phenomenal job of embracing every subset of our population.
Like just here in East Providence, we serve meals out to group homes throughout the city that are donated by Davenport's Restaurant. They give us a group pricing on that, and we spend an hour. And that's all it is an hour.
Sure.
But there's 30 of us that go out and deliver these meals to these group homes. And there's nothing more rewarding than to see the smile on the nurses' faces or the residents' faces when they see that meal come in and knowing that someone thought of them.
Yeah, 1 hour out of your life is a small price to pay to make somebody else's week that much better.
Absolutely. So we adopted, right here in East Providence, the Veterans Committee adopted Orchard View Manor and the veterans there. We go out there once a month, we do cookouts and celebrate birthdays. Mm-hmm. And during the winter, you know, sometimes the flu numbers are up and they can't take intake, and so we still deliver the gifts out. Those are one of my favorite times of the month. And I didn't know what the Elks were. And then I started, you know, my wife was an Elk, as you know, and so I said, well, we might as well do it together.
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden these events started coming up, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of interested in that. Let me go help out with the hoop shoot. And then you go to the Boys and Girls Club over in Pawtucket, and you watch these kids shooting these foul shots. And then we get videos of these kids nationally winning these competitions, shooting 25 out of 25, and it's like, it should be commended, because the amount of time and the effort that goes in by volunteers that goes back into the community, and honestly, it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done.
And I'll echo that. I mean, as you know, how I came to be an Elk was by happenstance. We were introduced via our respected line of works in the volunteer portion. And I was kind of hooked from day one, seeing the impact that it had on the community. Now, mine was vet focused at first, and it's kind of gradually shifted. And I would love to have free time to help out with every event. So I strongly advise anyone that wants to give back a little bit, look into the Elks. It's a great organization.
It becomes a family. So we just had our statewide convention that's held down in Eastham, Cape Cod. And we spend the weekend just networking with each other.
Yep.
And you have every lodge out there, and it's a family atmosphere. We go out to dinner with each other. We sit around the pool and we discuss, you know, events that are coming up. But then it's a way for us to kind of unwind a little bit. So some of us are really embedded and spend a lot of time. Some, you know, spend the time that they're able to get, and there's no minimum hours needed. It's not like you sign a contract saying I have to donate 10 hours.
Correct.
It's donate what you can. Like sometimes, you know, all you can do is a raffle basket because your work schedule is crazy. Yep. But we have Easter egg hunts. We have a bunch of stuff for the kids. We have a bunch of stuff for our handicap. If you're in need of medical supplies or you're having a life-changing, altering thing, you can notify your local Elks Lodge and put a request in. And the Elks have always been there. And they don't even have to go to a major committee to approve up to $5,000 if you're in the need of a medical supply. And I would have never known that. And this is kind of why we wanted to come on and really bring out what it is that Elks do. And Elks care because Elks share. And it's one of the major mottos that we have. We want to come out there and we want to build up our communities. And we want to make sure our communities are taken care of.
And we have fun doing it.
Oh, we have a blast.
There's a lot of laughs. There's a lot of jabbing at one another, which makes it a lot of fun. But everyone has that same goal in mind. It's just to make a positive impact.
The lodges themselves, so this Thursday in West Warwick, from 6 to 8, I think, we have 2 guest bartenders that are going to be down there. All the tips are going to 2 different charities that the Elks do. the Ruckin for Roofs, which we do here in East Providence, and I believe the other set of the tips is going to go to the 365. We have our infamous Jim Fletcher going to be on the bar, and I got to say, if you like to have laughs and you like to have a good time, it's something to check out. It really is.
And he probably will be in a kilt.
Most likely, yeah. Yes, most likely. The kilt came out during the Cape.
Sure.
He rucked in the kilt,
He
so
did.
we're proud to see that. We love you, Jimmy. You know that. This year is going to be I think this is going to be one of our biggest years in the Elks because of our incoming state president, Mark Andrade, and his passion that he has.
Right.
We have an amazing state committee.
Without question. Without question.
And we're led by some of the best. Our guidance from Leo Blanchett is unprecedented. I've never met a man that has more passion for what he does and pride for being an Elk for as many years as he's been an Elk. Our state sponsor, Mike Zellin, an incredible man. He's been Grand Lodge. He was the Grand Exalted Ruler. To see the presence of the National Convention is impressive.
And the fact that our leadership have the heart that matches the smarts. You don't find that very often when you have both, when you have the brain and the passion and the heart.
I've never seen an organization
it's here this year.
It truly is. So this organization, we have an amazing state trustee board. They account for every dollar that comes in, but they're not shy of spending. Like they will put their money back in the community where it's needed. I've never seen an organization that doesn't have inner turmoil or power-hungry individuals. Like we're all in it together, and they embrace everybody. So if you're looking for a home, and you're looking for a place to where you can meet new people, have the social entertainment of whether it's karaoke nights or line dancing nights.
The infamous yoga on Saturdays.
Well, no, it's Zumba.
Oh, Zumba.
We got Zumba here in East Providence on Saturday mornings at 9
You're right.
a.m.
You're right.
It's unreal in the amount that we do.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to get into some events.
Yeah,
that we're
I
doing.
think we should. I think we should throw some upcoming events out and give people options to get involved.
So the Elks have, once again, special needs is a big thing. We've done a lot for cancer patients throughout the years. This Sunday, May 11th, we all know it's Mother's Day.
Yep.
Down at the Tri-City Lodge, which is in Warwick, Rhode, we're doing a fundraiser for a little girl.
Absolutely.
Battling cancer since she was 1. She's turning 7 this Sunday.
Turning 7.
They found 4 more spots on her brain.
Correct.
So we're getting together and we're having, if you have kids, don't miss it, please. It's going from 3 to 6. We have an extra large bounce house that's going to be outside. We have face painting. We have Belle. We have Snow White. We have Cinderella going to be there because she's all about the princesses. This girl is a little diva. I was proud to say that I was there when the state Elks have donated $5,000 to this family.
Yeah, it was very, very helpful for sure.
Dad is the only breadwinner. Mom is a stay-at-home mom. Oldest son is homeschooled and very involved with sports.
Correct.
And I've never seen a family that tight-knitted.
Yeah, so since birth, I mean, that's all she really knew.
Yeah.
So, and that's all their family knew. It became when one has cancer, everyone has cancer, especially at that age. So the older brother was having a hard time separating, so they decided to homeschool him as well. So the mom is not only full-time caretaker of a sick child, but she's also a teacher to the son. I know the family's extremely appreciative, and it just so happens that the day of the event is her actual birthday.
Yeah.
So it's just the stars aligned, and we look forward to a great turnout. So please, if you have children, come on out. It'll be a good time. It's going to be more of a party than a fundraiser.
We have some amazing raffle prizes that have already been donated. URI came in really big.
Astronomical amount of raffle prizes.
Like if you're really looking, there's going to be a full pasta dinner that's going to be down there.
Yep.
And it's not just a pasta dinner. So we mentioned Jim Fletcher, right? This man has such a big heart. Not only is he doing just regular sauce, he's also doing Alfredo. He's also doing pink vodka. Like,
Yeah.
this is what these people do. Tri-City donated the food to do this event. So more monies go to this family. So if you want to see what the Elks are about, I would say that's your first stop.
And it's a 100% dollar for dollar goes right to the family. So
There's no payroll.
it's incredible.
Right? So if you're looking for a home, I would strongly suggest the Elks. Go and check it out if you have questions.
And the lodge itself, the one that this is being held at, it's a beautiful lodge. It's convenient. It's right on West Shore Road, right in Warwick. Yeah, come on out. Have some fun. Support this family and come see what the Elks really do. If you're not moved by it, then you probably don't have a pulse.
Tri-City does a ton. They do Jeep nights.
Yep.
They do car shows down there. They have a camp out.
Yep.
We'll get into that as that gets closer. They have bands that play at this camp out. It's some ridiculous amount of money, like $10 for the weekend to set up your tent.
Correct.
Incredible food. Some of the most gracious peoples that I know.
Without question.
And proud to call family.
Yep, absolutely.
To give you an overview, the Elks have, I believe it's 1,900 lodges nationwide. There's over 700,000 members, I believe. It's astronomical on the amount that's going on nationwide. And once you're an Elk at one lodge, you're able to visit any lodge. Some lodges have bowling alleys, some lodges, like it's incredible what the Elks have created. And I'm proud that they took my reject butt and said, hey, come on in, we'll call you family. I truly am. I think it's been life-changing for me. It's really kind of assisted me to become who I want to be.
Yeah.
Another event that's coming up at the end of the month on May 31st, Pierce Memorial Stadium. We have a Veterans Expo and Job Fair. Now, this is our 4th annual.
Correct.
It's usually in May.
Yep.
The VA has emailed over 39,000 veterans about this event.
Correct.
You have worked this event. There's over 40 different suppliers of veteran services that will be on the field.
Everything. You name it, it's there.
It's benefits. It's registering for VA healthcare. It's service dogs. It's mobility mechanics. And it just goes on and on.
Correct.
The job fair, I'm getting more replies of different employers that want to come in. And if you're watching this and you want information on this, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll have information coming out on contact, the email. If you are a supplier or you're an employer and you need information on this, there'll be a flyer that will be posted out on this. Contact information's on that flyer. Feel free, come on out. If you are a family member of a veteran or a spouse of a veteran or a veteran yourself, it's definitely a day that you don't want to miss. We feed everyone. There are no sponsorships for that event, although we just got one.
And there's no cost. So if you did want to vend the event, if you did want to table the event, there is no fee.
There's no vendor fee.
The only thing we ask is please let us know ahead of time if you need electricity.
Absolutely.
Being on a field, that can be a little bit tricky. The last few years have been, even in the rain, that year that it poured and poured and poured, everyone was still out there. Luckily, we have a rain location this year.
We now have an inside location for that. We learned our lesson with that.
And that is at Riverside Middle School.
Yep.
It's a great day. It's a safe environment for the vets. It's a safe and fun environment for everyone who supports vets. It's a good time to get the veterans the stabilization they need. It's a good time to network with other people who feel the same way about the veteran community. And we just try and build that stronger and stronger. Since I left service, I mean, my entire working adulthood has been helping veterans in the community. So anything that we can do above and beyond the norm, like Matt and the Elks have done, just happy to be a part of it. So please come on down. It's a good time.
So I got told this morning, and this is another reason why I love being an Elk, is the organizations that we're able to partner with and collaborate with and work together to really make a difference in our backyard.
Need to. It takes a village.
This morning, we had received a donation yesterday from Frontline Ministries in Bristol. Now, if you're not aware of what Frontline Ministries is, they're an organization that has been helping veterans for over 16 years by sending care packages overseas to our brave men and women that have served and continue to serve this great country and helping our local veterans associations. We are committed to helping our servicemen and women by letting them know that they are not forgotten. We can never do enough to recognize and honor their sacrifices for our nation.
It's great when you have other nonprofit organizations, coming together, and everyone just has that same vision. So kudos to Frontline.
So Dave Benavides, you're doing an amazing job. You're an amazing person to work with and on the side of. They have a motorcycle run every year. Just well put together. Well, and once again, you're surrounded by good people. Yep. And you learn different things. When I first started doing what I do, very naive, and very humbled by the meet and greets that you're able to do. Now the East Providence Vets Association committee is one of the first calls from HUD-VASH. I have their housing coordinator work with me to look at new properties and new apartments to see, what that looks like and what that kind of entails. So the East Providence Veterans Committee, we've adopted Orchard View Manor, yep. And we do the cookouts there and the birthday celebrations. But we also hold an event in November. And so what we really work on throughout the year is housing our homeless veterans.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a very humbling experience when you meet a veteran at a hotel who's been staying in their car or been unhoused and trying to get a hand up instead of a hand out and really pay forward. When you meet them at the hotel and they're just broken.
Absolutely.
And you're saying, hey, listen, you got a home. You got a roof over your head. Let's get you through the process.
You can breathe for a minute.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And kind of de-stress a little bit and let's get back on track. Some of those encounters have been life-changing for me to help me through my own stuff.
For sure. For sure. We stay in the fight that way.
Absolutely.
It's how most veterans want to stay in the fight. They just either don't have an avenue or a path. And through the Elks veterans committees throughout the lodges and the state as a whole, it's an avenue. So if you are a veteran, it's worthwhile. Give it a shot. Check it out. I think that you'd be remiss if you don't kind of mention briefly, I know that we don't have much time left, mention briefly what started this whole thing, and then that was that nice little stroll that you decided to put together every November. I think that's kind of what spearheaded all of this. And I think that you deserve to at least talk about it and take the credit for it, because it is a life-changing mission that we do that day, which supports the yearly mission.
I mean, the Ruckin' for Roofs is, it's been labeled a death march. Those that have served, what a ruck hike is. We do a walk that leaves the Bristol Elk Lodge and goes to the East Providence Elks Lodge. Lately, it's been about 24 miles. Our first one was 29 miles. This year, we raised $38,000. I think right now it's about $7,000 left, and that's going to get spent fairly quickly.
It doesn't last forever.
The more that we do, the more we're able to give. We've done personal securities with that. We've done catching people up on their mortgage payments. We've done overnight stays with our partnership with Extended Stay, which has been incredible.
Yep.
And once again, working directly with HUD-VASH.
Yep.
So I think the more that we do, the more that we're able to give. Once again, it's dollar in for dollar out. Nothing's kept internally. We don't use any of that money for advertising. We don't use any of that money for probation, to promote it. We print flyers out of our vet committee money. We obtain all that stuff with that. And as that gets closer, we're really going to show some video on that, and we're going to show some highlights of what that looks like. And it's just, this year we had over 70 people to take part in it. We had over 40, almost 50 of them finish the whole thing, which is incredible. Once again, kudos to the city of East Providence for supporting us doing that with their police presence and their promotional.
Bristol PD as well.
And just really putting it out there. Bristol, Barrington, Warren PD, again, thank you so much. Before we're done though, there's one more event that we got coming up, and that's at our Woonsocket Lodge. They're gonna have a Memorial Day cookout, which is open to the public. Hot dogs, hamburgers, macaroni or potato salad, and chips and a dessert. Veterans donation of $1 for veterans, guest donations $10, and kids at $3.
And that all supports their veterans.
And that all goes into their veteran committee, which is doing a lot as well.
They really are.
Like Gary over there has been really busy. But once again, it's what Elks do. And so if you have any questions or you're trying to get information, if you go to elks.org, that's our national website. You can get information of what Elks do, where your local lodge is. You can inquire about membership there. You can see the different committees that we have. It's activities, special needs. We have a brotherly love committee. We believe very in depth about brotherly love, charity, justice, and fidelity, and that's our core. And we try to live our lives that way. Like we're God-fearing men and women that have come together for the same cause, and that's to give back to our community. So if you have questions or you have any insight, go to elks.org. You can go to Rhode Island State Elks.org, and that's our state page. You can go to East Providence Elks.org, and that's our local page. Or you can contact us directly. If you have any questions, concerns, we'd love to see you down the trail. Thanks for coming, and goodbye.